And that threat to impose 35% tariffs on Canadian goods is having a lot of ripple effects. So let's turn to CBC's Anis Hadari, who joins us now from Calgary, to look at how the markets are reacting. What are you seeing, Anis?
So initially, when markets opened for the day, at least in North America, we did see some drops, especially on the Toronto Stock Exchange, which took a little bit of a dive. But then as the day's gone on, it's regained some of that. Now, it's, of course, markets as the day goes on and as traders make their moves fluctuate quite a bit. But to be honest with you, if you had to put the reaction of the markets to these tariffs into a word, the word might be, they have not dropped substantially, at least not yet. Part of what this may be telling us is that the people who make decisions about who is trading what, who is buying what on the stock markets, don't see anything that has substantially changed in Donald Trump's letter around what could happen to their businesses in the future. Much of what we've seen there actually involves the date changing. August the 1st is the new deadline, but it's one deadline that we've had out of an ocean of them at this point. But for a lot of the market players, at least when we look at stock markets, they don't seem to think that this is going to make a substantial change to their businesses, to the ways that they might make money in the future. You know, the stock markets tend to be looked at as sort of a prediction of the future, what market movers and shakers think is going to happen. And so the market's only dropping by less than 1% tells us that they don't actually think much is changing yet, Natasha.
Okay, so that's the markets, but what are we hearing from industry groups and businesses across the country?
Well, and that's the other side of the coin here when we're talking about the economy. The stock market is not the economy, at least not on its own. It may be one of the ways that we measure what's happening. But businesses themselves, and not just businesses, but the people who work for them, the consumers who buy things from them, they are still feeling a lot of uncertainty and a lot of nervousness about what's going on because no one can predict where things are going, at least not in a way that seems firm. Take a listen to what we heard from a business group earlier today.
We have businesses that are looking at the remainder of this year, not sure what, behavior of consumers will look like and, seeing concerns in their customer base and worrying about spend and impact. And so that uncertainty is just causing an absolute chill, if not freeze, over the business community.
So when we're talking about the markets maybe not moving quite so much today, but then business groups are saying, a freeze, that those are the big differences in terms of how folks are reacting to Donald Trump's letter. Business groups, whether it is large corporations or small ones, are saying this is just another example of how we cannot predict what is going to happen to our businesses and to our markets in terms of where we sell things in the coming days, weeks, months, and that stops them from spending money. That really causes a lot of frozen behavior in our economy. And that's not a great feeling, as many Canadians have been experiencing for a while. And a new letter from Donald Trump looks like more of the same when it comes to that feeling, Natasha.
Oh, the feelings. CBC's Anis Hadari in Calgary. Thank you, Anis.
You're welcome.